I want to thank family members, friends, for taking the time, making the effort in these really early minutes of 2008 to join Bryan and Jessica for this special occasion. I've long felt that a marriage ceremony is, in reality, a legal sanctioning of what is already a wonderful friendship. There was a 16th century French philosopher and writer named Montaigne, who truly may have been the first being quoted as saying that if there's such a thing as a good marriage, it's because it resembles friendship even more so than love. Successful marriage really depends on two incredibly important things. Number one is finding the right person, and number two is being the right person. It would appear that Bryan and Jessica have successfully accomplished number one already, and tonight's vows will serve as a lifelong pledge to pursue number two. Just remember, there's no exacting formula for a happy, successful marriage. Although it has been suggested the formula may well be the same as the formula for living in our wonderful state of California. When you find the fault, don't dwell on it. In doing a bit of preparation for today's ceremonies, it soon became evident there's no shortage of quotes, wit, and wisdom relative to the institution of marriage. And yet no one, not one, offers guarantees for success when it comes to marriage. The great American philosopher Erma Bombeck often said, if it's a guarantee you're looking for, go live with a car battery. I came across some advice recently that was frankly offered for the groom, but after reading it and looking, I think it's absolutely, the so-called 7 most critical words in a marriage are apropos to both the groom and the bride. And it would behoove both parties of this union to practice and implement, yes, dear, you may well be correct. Very difficult. Bryan and Jessica, as you begin today's journey, it would serve you well to remember, marriage is not a noun, it's a verb. It's not something you get, it's something you do. It's the way you love your partner and your family every day of the marriage. But enough of this. Bryan and Jessica have chosen the wit and wisdom of a gentleman named Theodore Gesell to assist in pledging their vows. And as everything else he did, Dr. Seuss gets it just about right. Bryan, yes. Will you answer me right now these questions as your wedding vow? Will you take her as your wife? Will you love her all your life?
I will take her as my wife. I will love her all my life.
Will you have and also hold just as you have at this time told?
I will have just as I am this time told. Yeah.
Thank you. Will you live through good and bad, whether you are happy or sad?
I will live through good and bad, whether I am happy or sad.
Will you love her if you're rich or if you're poor and in a ditch?
Oh yeah, and if I'm poor and in a ditch.
Will you love her when you're fit and also when you're feeling sick?
I will love her when I'm fit and also when I'm feeling sick.
Will you love her with all your heart? Will you love till death do you part?
I will love her with all my heart. I will love her till death do us part.
Then, if you'll take her as your wife, and if you'll love her all your life, and if you've had, and if you'll hold from now until the stars grow cold, and if you'll love through good and bad, and whether you are happy or sad, and love in sickness and in health, and when you're poor and when in wealth, and if you'll love with all your heart, from now until death do you part. Yes, if you'll love her through and through, please answer with these words, I do.
I do. Oh, my wifey poo.
Everyone says it. Now, Jessica, do you promise to do all this stuff that I asked Bryan to do?
I do.
And now is the time for the exchange of rings. Bryan, please place the ring on Jessica's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love,
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love,
a token of our strength together,
token of our strength together,
and my promise to learn and grow with you.
and my promise to learn and grow with you.
Jessica, please place the ring on Bryan's finger
Yeah, I think that's it.
and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love,
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
a token of our strength together,
A token of our strength together.
and my promise to learn and grow with you.
And I promise to learn and grow with you.
In closing, I wish to conclude with a thought from another great American philosopher, George Carlin. It was the only thing I've heard him utter that did not contain profanity. Mr. Carlin advises that you should always remember, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. By the power vested in me by that great online school of divinity, the Universal Life Church, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Bryan, you're married now, so kiss the bride, but please, do it dignified.